As humans, we're drawn to progress, order, routine, habits, and direction. You're drawn to anything that will increase your sense of clarity on what might happen next and your confidence in your chances of survival and prospering. But there's a problem here. Well, actually, there's two. The first is mindlessness. If you don't mindlessly create progress, order, routine, habits, or direction, you will mindlessly build it. And if you mindlessly build it, it lacks meaning and will drag you down the path of least resistance. Essentially, any order, routine, habit, or direction you mindlessly create is pointless. And the second is ruts. When you're in a rut and you feel lost, it feels almost impossible to get out of it. You're in the abyss, it's grabbed you by your ankles and it's not letting you go. But it's all in your head. There's nothing grabbing you, chaining you up, or pulling you down but yourself. Which leads to the question, why do we dig ourselves into these mental holes of nothingness? How do we end up in ruts? And how do we end up feeling lost? Well, to answer that, we first have to diagnose what the words lost and ruts mean. To feel lost is to have a lack of direction. To be in a rut is to feel lost with no sign of progress or no feeling of hope. But both of these problems aren't as simple as that. They have multiple layers, so let's break them down. If you're in a rut, you feel lost. So if you want to get out of a rut, you have to stop feeling lost, which of course creates a question, why do you feel lost? Well, it's because you don't have direction. If you don't know where you want to go, if you don't have a direction, if you don't have goals or a vision for your life, you have no way to judge your behaviours, filter your actions, or make decisions. Because that's what goals do. Having a specific vision for your life and goals to strive towards helps you filter everything through the specific lens of a specific outcome that you want to achieve. Without it, you have no filter. You have no way of knowing what actions to take or what decisions to make to help you get to where you want to go because you don't know where you want to go. It means no action is more beneficial than another. No action or decision or behaviour is more valuable than another. And if every action has the same level of value, while some take less energy to perform, such as the mindless, typical negative habits such as scrolling, alcohol, drugs, or porn, you're going to automatically go down the path of these habits to conserve energy. You have no reason to put in the effort to perform beneficial habits. And since every action has the same level of value and you have no way to create a filter for your actions, it creates another problem. Goals and visions for the future create responsibility. By setting a goal, or in other words, a direction, you take on the responsibility of rising to the level that's required of you to achieve that goal. By setting it, you're saying that this is something that I do not yet have that I want to achieve. You're expressing your desires and turning a thought into reality by setting a goal. You have said, this is something I want. Hence, you have the responsibility to respect yourself enough to go and get it, because if you don't take on that responsibility, you're actively disrespecting yourself by not going and at the very least pursuing what you want. And since a goal by its nature is something you don't already have, otherwise it wouldn't be a goal, you have to level up to the level required of you to achieve it. You have to progress and improve. If you extrapolate this over the long term, over years of setting goal after goal, and with each goal being bigger than the last, since you have to improve to reach the level of that former goal, over time this pursuit of improvement to achieve each goal becomes a never-ending pursuit of progress. It becomes the pursuit of becoming all you could be, which you know by now I believe to be the meaning of life. So if you don't set a goal or create a vision for your life, you don't have a direction to go in, you abdicate responsibility. Without responsibility, you have no reason to improve or strive for progress. You have no reason to take beneficial actions that will improve your life. No mistake you make is your fault, no failure your own, and if your downfalls aren't yours, your improvement isn't yours to make either. Which again creates two problems. One, you have no reason to improve, and we humans love progress, we obsess over it, so if you lack progress you'll get into a rut. And two, you get complacent. A lack of progress creates complacency. You get used to this idle form you've taken in life of not moving forward and just staying where you are. You get comfortable with staying still and not improving. Why? Because you have no direction to filter your behaviours. So you have no responsibility to do those behaviours, so you have no standards. Remember, goals and visions are crucial for filtering your behaviours, your actions and your decisions. But you also need to have standards, which are minimum thresholds that you have to meet. Not just so that you can make progress, get out of a rut and not feel lost, but so that you can feel proud of yourself and respect yourself, and every single day when you put your head down on that damn pillow, you feel good. We all have a moral compass. Things we know are right, things we know are wrong. When you lack standards or choose to ignore them, you're defying this moral compass and doing what you know you shouldn't. You end up not respecting yourself. And since you have less self-respect, You're not going to set goals. You're not going to filter your behaviors positively. You're not going to rise to the level required of you. You're not going to do the work that you know you need to do, which only does one thing: lower your self-respect even further, causing you to sink deeper and deeper into a rut and perform worse and worse actions. It's a downward spiral that starts either because you lack standards, or more likely because you haven't taken the time to look inside yourself to figure out what you really want in life. You haven't taken the time to set a direction, craft a vision, and set goals. You end up feeling lost and you end up in a rut. You feel lost and are in a rut because you lack direction and responsibility. You're complacent and you're not making progress, nor are you trying. But remember, this isn't some demon in the abyss grabbing you by the ankles. This is your mind. And that, my friend, means you're in control. If you want to get out of a rut, you need to solve two problems: you feeling lost and your lack of progress. Solving your feeling of being lost is powerful. But if you feel useless, you will struggle to do anything about it, and you will struggle to actually set a direction. So you need to create some sense of momentum and progress so that you actually respect yourself enough to do something about your situation. And the best way to do that is to solve a problem in your life. Now, that creates the question, what problem? Any problem. Look in the damn mirror, see what problem stares back, and solve it. And don't let your ego get in the way. Don't look at a problem and think you're above it. Don't look at a problem and think it's too small for you to solve. This is what everybody does, and this is why nobody solves any problem in their life, doesn't make any progress, and it's why they stay stuck where they are. They try to solve the biggest problem in their life when they can't even make their damn bed. It's no wonder they fail. So start small. I don't care if the first problem you solve is that your room is a mess and you tidy it. I don't care if the first problem you solve is that you brush your damn teeth. Solving any problem will create progress, and you are not above progress no matter how small it is. And if you're in a rut, you also don't have a damn choice. If you tried to solve the most monumental problem in your life today, you would likely fall flat on your face and fail. Why? Well, because you're in a rut. You feel lost, you don't have momentum, and you don't respect yourself enough to do something about your situation yet, or at least you don't respect yourself enough to rise to the level that would be required of you to solve the biggest problem in your life. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in a damn rut in the first place. But if you start small, so small that you're sure it's something that you could do, then you build momentum, and tomorrow you can solve a bigger problem. Look at yourself in the damn mirror and ask yourself, what can I improve that I know if I improved would improve my life? Start there. Start small. Once you have this sense of progress under your belt, you can craft a vision. Figure out where you want to go, who do you want to become, and what impact do you want to make. And then figure out where you would end up if in 5 years you kept going down the path that you're on now. This way you have something to run toward and something to run from, creating motivation and meaning in both directions, pushing and pulling you. Because that's what a vision does. A vision creates meaning. It's you saying, in this one life, this is how I want to live it. And if that isn't meaningful, I don't know what is. With this vision, you can then create goals that over time add up to you achieving that vision, and daily actions that add up to you achieving those goals. You've created a meaningful vision for the long term. You've set a goal for the short term, which is meaningful since it adds up to your vision. You've crafted daily actions for the day-to-day, which are meaningful since they add up to your meaningful goals. You've created direction for both the long term and the short term. You have something to aim for, something to set your sights upon, and you'll no longer feel lost. But if you want it to stay that way, you have to voluntarily shoulder responsibility. By setting a meaningful vision and then creating meaningful goals and daily actions, you're creating responsibility. Meaning and responsibility come hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other. The question now is, will you rise to that responsibility? Will you rise to the level that's required of you to achieve your goals? Will you do the work that you know you need to do? And if you want to get out of a rut, if you want to stop feeling lost, then you have no damn choice. You have to rise to the challenge. You have to set standards that demand your all. You have to set and create non-negotiables. You have to do the damn work. Luckily, because responsibility and meaning come together, you will have meaning and have a reason to do the work. You have a reason to put in the effort and go down the harder but beneficial path. If you do the work, if you shoulder the responsibility, you will achieve your goals. If you achieve your goals, you will achieve your vision. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it will be tough. But what other choice do you have? If you set a goal but don't rise to the responsibility that's required of you to achieve it, what's the point? Voluntarily shoulder the responsibility that you have set for yourself by setting your goal, and do the work that you know you need to do. So if you're in a rut, if you feel lost, if you feel hopeless, do this right now. Choose a problem in your life and solve it. It doesn't matter how small it is, just choose one and make yourself useful. Solve the problem. Create a vision for your life. Create goals for that vision and daily actions for those goals. And then rise to the challenge of doing the damn work that you know you need to do. My friend, as always, thank you for watching. That is it for this video. Make sure you check out this video here, click that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.